Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter and welcome to part 2 of this video. So today we continue to take a look at the side-by-side from Komodo and Raven. I hope you enjoyed the first part, and if you haven't seen that video yet, I'll leave it up here on the screen. Without further ado, let's roll that intro. Shooting RAW gives you the flexibility to change your ISO value after you shot your footage. This comes in super handy when you shot something that is a bit over or underexposed. And to be quite fair, I do this a lot. I shoot everything at ISO 800 on Raven and Komodo, which is the base ISO of both cameras. If you shoot a bit overexposed, you can easily change the ISO to a lower number, and both cameras will give you great results. I don't feel like underexposing the Raven is a good idea. Komodo seems a bit less noisy. I also wanted to include a side-by-side of the ISO performance when we compensate with the lighting in the scene. So this is the boring part of the side-by-side, but we have to shoot this on a chart so you can really see what this camera with both cameras are capable of. In terms of low light performance, I've always had a lot of issues with Raven. It got noisy very quick. It's obviously not a low light beast. Komodo, on the other hand, surprises me in so many ways. I use this camera in a darker environment, and as you can see in these side-by-sides, it performs actually really well. So when it comes to slow motion, Raven is the better camera. It shoots 4K 120 frames, but as you can see right here, Komodo does it in 2K. Keep in mind that you crop in on that sensor, and to emulate that, I did not move the cameras between tests. Now you can already see the major difference that you'll have with the crop in 2K. Difference in crop, this is 6K 40 FPS. You know, there is not much slow motion going on. You really start to see the wider field of view of Komodo overall, but also the insane difference between 2K and 6K. But this crop is massive. The fact that Komodo has all these different options up to 120 frames in 2K is really nice, because if you need it, you'll have it. In my personal experience, if you start to crop on the sensor, it becomes more blurry, you have less pixels to work with. If you really want to benefit from this sensor and the quality, as you can see in these tests, I think 4K 60 is the sweet spot, but I would not pinch in any more than that if you don't necessarily need it.
If it is slow motion that you're looking for in your camera, go for any DSM-C2 body, but not for Komodo. Slow motion is not why you would buy this camera.
So Komodo has the RF mount and Raven having a fixed AF mount. For me, the EF mount works. All my lenses are EF, but I think it's very nice that RED went with the RF mount for Komodo, because you have these very handy RF to EF adapters. I got the one with the variable ND in it. I also bought the clear filter separately, but having that variable ND in front of the sensor behind the lens, taking up not any more space than you normally would, is very nice, because having a matte box with a variable ND in it like the Polar Pro has for my cinema lenses, it's nice, maybe better quality, but it's less portable. So for taking it with you, having this small adapter really makes sense.
So when it comes to batteries, the Komodo has the Canon BP 955s, BP 975s. Of course, you can also get off-brand BP 915s. Those will actually be a lot cheaper, but they are not RED approved. The Raven has V-mounts, and for this test I chose a V-mount that offers the same runtime as a single BP 955 on the Komodo, which is a 90 watt-hour V-mount battery. I got these small SWIT versions that offer a D-tap out and a USB port on the side. The convenience of using V-mount is that you also have these ports out, 1 or 2. So if you want to run your accessories through a battery, you can't do that with the BP 955s, so you'll have to choose an external option. And I think that with all these smaller V-mount batteries, you can easily use a V-mount battery to power your Komodo and still run accessories. If you want to keep it small and easy, for example on a gimbal, you can use the BP 915s. Of course, those are actually really nice for gimbals. They're so small, and it makes actually working with larger lenses a lot easier on like the small gimbals.
When it comes to the autofocus on Komodo, it's really something of a surprise. Sometimes it works really great, sometimes it just doesn't. As you can see here, it does work, and I think that is an amazing thing to look out for, that RED will be improving the autofocus. Raven doesn't have it, so I don't include any tests of that. But the fact that Komodo might have decent autofocus in the future is really promising, and it would make the camera worth even more to me.
So when it comes to these menus, the Raven, I've worked with that setup for a very long time. You have a lot of customizable buttons, which makes working and the overall workflow really easy. With Komodo, it's all done on the touchscreen. As of right now, we don't have any programmable buttons. You have those in the app, but not on the camera itself. So it's something that you have to get used to. To be fair, I do like my programmable buttons, just having to press one button for one tool. Exposure, focus and magnifying. Having that to a dedicated button is really convenient.
Komodo, the menus and the response of the menus is so quick. When you load media, when you pinch in for zooming, your focus controls is so fast. Where with Raven, everything takes a lot of time. There is this awkward black screen, and it used to be even worse. If you work with clients, you want it to be as fast and as neat as possible. Komodo really makes that happen. I touched on the different file sizes that Komodo was able to shoot, and the Raven of course as well. I wanted to include a bit more information about the data rates, as they are not officially released with Komodo. I'm gonna just show you what the current data rates are on a 265GB Angelbird CFast card. And with the RED we use a 120GB RED mag.
So when it comes to the remote control apps, I really do feel like that with Komodo, they really did a step up in general. The app is very intuitive, and the fact that you can just change everything, overall it works a lot faster than the original app did. It's free, it comes with the camera, and that is also very, 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 very nice. And the fact that the linking process is so quick and easy, I really feel like that this app is going to be used a lot with this camera. The real-time playback obviously is also very nice, very convenient if you don't have too much interference or if you create your own Wi-Fi network. I think that the full control app focused a lot more on studio use, where the Komodo is a camera that can be used in such a diverse way. They really made this app more user-friendly in also the run and gun, smaller type of projects. Of course, for this kind of stuff where you're talking to the camera, in this case I can barely reach the lens, but if you have a longer lens, I simply can't reach the lens. Then having the application to start and stop, pull focus, in general just check my audio, because I'm doing that right now, just checking the audio if it's any good while I'm talking into the camera. It's just so nice, so convenient, love it. I felt like the first version, the full control, wasn't something that I would use, but having now this application, the RED Control app for Komodo, really makes a lot of sense for me to use. Guys, and that's it for part 2. I hope you enjoyed it. This will cover everything we do for the side-by-side of these two cameras. And I am super excited to show you part 3 of this mini-series, where we take a look at why I think that Komodo complements Raven and why Komodo is not a replacement necessarily, but why it is a add-on for people that already own a DSM-C2 body. Guys, and if you like this video, please leave a like, leave a comment in the comment section down below, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because cool stuff is coming, and I see you in the next video. Later.